one of the most quoted verses in the Bible, from the Bible, is a version of Exodus 34:6, where God describes his character as compassionate and merciful and overabounding in steadfast love. And I've always thought it was interesting, as someone who has been very interested in linguistics and philology, and that the English word compassion, which seems to be the stream throughout the different iterations of that Exodus 34:6, whether you're finding in the prophets or the Psalms, is that compassion in English comes from two Latin words, com meaning with and passion meaning suffering. And that the God of the Bible is not someone who is aloof. It's not the God of theism or deism. It's not the God that sets things in motion, but it's a God who actually can relate to our hurt, because unlike, I think, any other God in any other religious perspective, the God that we serve stepped out of eternity and into humanity in the second person of the Trinity and experiences that and can relate to that, can relate to abandonment and torture and hurt and heartbreak. And so I think the problem of evil is the hardest question, but the fact that evil is something, and also that evil is not something, right? That we can't measure it. We can't put it in a jar and say, this is depravity, and if I pour it on you, you're going to be worse than you were before. And so that means something too, doesn't it? In that we understand that evil is something, but that it doesn't carry an ontological status, and that God has and is doing something about evil. When Christ died on the cross, that started the work of making all things new. And so God is not indifferent about suffering because it killed his son. And so I think we can speak to people who are hurting and who are suffering and say, God cares about you, and God probably understands that more than you know.